Welcome back to the Rare Book Views channel, where I am hoping to show you some rare books and share some thoughts on rare books and spend some time in my somewhat stressful day taking time out and thinking about books, which is way more fun than some of the things I do. So today I'm going to go to a great bookstore, a Friends of the Library bookstore, where people donate books, and it's such an amazing place because it's really big for a library bookstore. Some bookstores are really small or they're just a corner of the library. This is significant. It is a standalone retail space outside of the library. It's really fun. I've been there many times. And recently it has been really packed, which is great. People are super generous. And you can find really cool vintage treasures, which are my favorite. But it has been packed. So they have these bins, like laundry, dry cleaner, huge bins of books in the aisles. So it can be a little bit hard to get around, but that also means there's treasures. And it is a treasure hunt partly because the volunteers, it's really hit or miss what they think something's worth. Sometimes I think things are priced too high for me, and sometimes I think they're an amazing bargain. So I am looking for classics. I'm looking for vintage children's books that I loved as a kid and maybe a special copy. That's my favorite. I have wish lists from some friends, and I am shopping for my family members for birthdays, etc. So let's see what we can find. Okay, interesting day because the the bookstores just changed so much. I think I was there a month or so ago, but it is really different. They have opened up, they've annexed into the space next to the store, and they've, I think, moved a lot of the books waiting to be shelved. So the aisles were really clear. There were more books that had been put on the shelves, and it was a little bit easier to move around. But it was also pretty busy. So I think I was not the first person who collected what I collect to get to the shelves, but I did find a few things. I found a couple Harry Potters. I often find these. These are UK editions, which are really fun. They use the original UK spellings, and I did a tour of my Harry Potter collection in the R's up there. I can put a link to that in the notes. Take a look at that. Let me know what you think if you're interested in different editions of Harry Potter's. These are the paperbacks, obviously, but they have the UK art on them, and I like to pick these up when I find them. These were $2.50, $3, I think, each, and I pick them up as I go, and then if I can put the whole series together, then that can usually sell for a pretty good eBay profit, and that is how I afford my collecting habit. I've found these many times, and I think I've talked about these in a bunch of videos, the Alfred, Hitchcock, and the Three Investigators. This is my era and my thing. I love a good children's book, but I didn't read these as a kid, so I don't keep these, but I do know there are collectors just like me who are interested in having them back on their shelves. This is cool. This is a hardback, and I've never seen this publisher before. This is published by Collins, which is a UK publisher. The American publisher, Random House, had a weird physical flaw, and the hardbacks are really rare because here, where the end papers are, there's something weird that happened, I believe, with the glue, is what I've read, but they crack right along here, and the whole binding along the inside breaks free from it. So, which I think is actually really fascinating. I wonder what it looked like in the machinery. Like what was the how it's made look like of how they're making these books. But so those are hard, they aren't really survivors. They're often not in great shape. This guy's solid. It's got some wear, definitely on the corners and stuff, but I picked this up and I didn't know how much it's really worth, and I actually still don't. I checked on eBay and there are a few of these listed for crazy money, $50, $100. I can't find any that have sold, so I don't really know what they're worth. I only know what people want. But I have no attachment to this, and I would love to find it a new home. So I usually wait until I have a few of these and then list them on eBay at the same time, but I'm not sure if I will. We'll see. I'll mull it up. This is the paperback. This is the American paperback. I think this is the second version. On the spine here, they always have the title. This one does not have a number. I don't know where this is in the series. Later ones are better. They printed fewer copies of the ones really late in the series. This has a silhouette of Alfred Hitchcock, who did not write these, let's face it, but he did sort of add his persona. He endorsed them, and I can see why they are a little, there's mysterious, and there's the end papers in the American ones. The UK one that I showed you, this one is blank, but the American ones, there's some that are graveyard, and they're really creepy. The other version of the spine has a key here, like it's a keyhole. I guess it's a mystery. And they added Hitchcock, I think is later. I think this is the later version. And I'll have to look up where this one falls in the series. I don't know what number this is. But they usually sell, I put them as a lot because with shipping, you don't want to buy just one paperback. I think I sold maybe 12 for $100 neighborhood. So if you can buy them for this was $1. So I'll put it on the shelf and wait, and if I can get a few of them, bundle them together, then a collector's gonna buy them and they'll have a new home with someone who loved them and they'll get a good bargain. So I'll wait on that one. I also found an Agatha Christie. I am newly into Agatha Christie. What fun to find an author who is vintage and has a ton of books that I haven't read. So I just got into Agatha Christie at some point, and I really enjoyed Murder on the Orient Express and then saw the movie, but I can't remember which order, to be honest with you. And then I'm really excited about Death on the Nile. That movie the previews look so good. So I read a library copy of that book and enjoyed it thoroughly. So now I want to read all of them, but of course I want the vintage copies. And I did find a vintage book, and then after I posted the video, somebody commented and told me it is the last one. So I am probably gonna read, I think my plan is to read library versions and then collect the vintage ones as I go. What do you think? Do you read Agatha Christie? Do you have vintage copies? Which ones should I want? What should I do? This is a new one, right? So I can read it in my hands, but should I keep this guy? Should I move it along? Should I make room? There's a lot of Agatha Christie. I do not have a lot of shelf space. Should I collect them, or should I just get them from the library? What do you think? I am interested in what you're reading and collecting, as always. Tell me what you think about this video, if you want more of these, or if you like the other ones, or you liked a different one more. Let me know if you like this. Subscribe if you're into books, and happy reading.